my brother.
Ah,
Yes, sir.
yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the most dangerous podcast in the world, the Ant Money Experience, with yours truly, the greatest host in the world, Ant Money. Don't forget the sir in the beginning. Thank you for joining me one more time. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Took a week off. As you can see, I was on a cruise with the fam, enjoying myself in the Bahamas and Grand Turks, acting a goddamn fool. But I did not fall off the boat like people thought I was. Yes, Pinky, this is an American hero. She helped a lot of us discover that we were what we were supposed to do with it. But thank y'all for joining me once again. If you are here right now, you know you are here for the unofficial start of the weekend. Hope everybody had a great week. I have what up, El Presidente? What up, King Stokes? I had that depression that you go through when you take a week off of work, go on vacation, and then you gotta go return to the field. Ugh. But we got a great show lined up for y'all today. If you don't fucking know, you are watching on the most dangerous podcast in the podcast network in the world, the big exclusive network. If you would like your show curated, your show needs a little boost, you want to broadcast on a bigger network, make sure you come over to the winning team, man. And with that being said, producer, can you bring my co-host up for this evening? What up, gang? What up, gang?
What up,
Now,
twin?
also, if you are watching on the Big Exclusive Network, you want to make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the network. Also, if you would like to be a co-host like this young lady right here, just make sure you inbox me. Make sure you DM me, Scooty. But make sure that you inbox me, DM me, and also if you got a product, an initiative, anything you want highlighted, make sure you inbox me and DM me. Ladies, you know how to get to the front. But with that being said, let's jump into that. If it bleeds, it leads. Definitely got to get Scooty on a hot seat episode. Woo! The way them questions would be firing, I would be scared of what her answers would be. But in order to watch our hot seat episodes, you got to make sure you get your exclusive membership, man. A little humble $5 a month to take you a long way. Now, to everybody on social media's favorite subject this week, we not even going to play no games. We want to address this from the rip. Producer, play my video, please.
Know Klay Thompson before Meg The Stallion. We didn't know Stephon Diggs before Cardi B. And while these guys have more money than these girls have social and global influence. Meg The Stallion made Klay a global star, whether he wants to admit or not. These men like to use these women for come-ups and for social status because, like, don't ever get it twisted, girls. Social currency is still a currency. If you are well known in your circle and you are well respected, a guy can use that for a social come-up because being with you makes him look good.
Now, first of all, what was your thoughts on the biggest breakup in a long time across the social media pages?
Klay Thompson has a history of cheating. That man's a cheater. If it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, it's definitely not a cow. So surprise, he cheated again on another beautiful woman. Again, he cheated on Coco. Was it Coco Jones?
He had Coco Jones.
He had Coco Jones. He had another baddie. Like the niggas a cheater. He wants a white woman. Number one. Like I don't know
I
why.
mean,
I don't
he
know
is
why
a
they're
half
even
white man himself.
look. And I also agree. I also don't think it's that big. It's also isn't really it's big where it's big at, but it's not really. Who cares? They have taken away our voting rights.
You know, yeah. But I personally, this reminds me of why I like to be stupid in private because I mean, I don't want to be out here flaunting my relationship and then everything turned bad and everybody's like, and you were so happy. Ah, look at your dumb ass now.
I
I
mean,
mean, me
you're not wrong,
personally,
but
I'm not the person that like gloats or like laughs at people or kick a person when they down. So I wasn't here for like the jokes of the but the City Boys is definitely up. I want to say that. But
and
what
that's crazy because he was a he was a city boy before this. Before this, he was a loser. Before
yeah,
this,
I'm
all the niggas was oh,
see
you was this
that's
lame and stuff.
the part.
Like
So now to what the young lady in the video was saying, I I don't think he got with her for the clout of it. I don't think he needs any more clout than where he is already at. I mean, the man is an Olympic champion. The man is on, he's a part of one of the greatest basketball teams of all time. I don't think, I mean, he's still playing, but he's a bona fide first ballot NBA Hall of Famer. I don't think he was with her for any clout because also a year from now, he's still going to be Klay Thompson. Either you knew him or you didn't. I don't think
right.
people are going to look at him and be like, "Oh, ain't that the boy that used to be with Nick the Stallion?" People, are, if you know him, you know him. I don't expect a lot of
I
women
agree.
to know basketball players just off of their looks. Like LeBron James is a global icon. So I get people knowing LeBron James. I don't expect people to just know who every basketball player is. So to say he was a nobody or to say that he got with her for clout was straight cat.
And I agree with that fully. And like I was explaining to my homeboys the other day, like he absolutely put her, he absolutely put him, she absolutely put him on the map with people that don't know basketball. You said if you don't know basketball, you wouldn't know him. So
Right.
if you're a Memphis if you're a Memphis Stallion fan, just like when Taylor Swift dated that football player, if you follow this person and you see that they're dating, okay, yeah, a little bit of a wider audience, this isn't necessarily your lane. Do I think that dated her for clout? I don't think it's clout in the traditional sense. I think it's again, I think he fetishizes black women. I don't think he even likes black women for real. I think
I mean,
he wants white women, but everybody wants to be fucking on black girls or whatever.
I'm sorry to say this, but they giving her more credit than she didn't need be. That man was established before her. Let's be real. He was definitely
He absolutely
established
was.
before her, and
He absolutely was.
and I think the fact that women were going for that argument was insane to me
Yeah, that was
because
crazy.
and I mean Partisan Fontaine, I knew him for his like ghostwriting for Cardi B. I mean, I'm pretty sure he had more eyes on him when he was dating Meg Thee Stallion, but I don't necessarily think he was going with her for that reason. And I mean, from what he says, she was cheating on him too. I I mean, I don't listen, when you young and dumb, you do young and dumb things. I think that people are feeding way too much into this, but for the reaction to be he went with her for the clout, I think is absolutely insane. And
Yeah.
furthermore, Miss UK woman, stay out of American business because we don't go looking at y'all shit when shit go wrong.
Even we probably should, but that's third for another day
Man,
though.
sit your dumb ass
But no,
down.
like I the clout
Sure.
thing, that's a reach. Not knowing who he is, he's a nobody. Again, a reach. Like you heard or whatever. You upset with making shit cool. Got you. Yeah, 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 yeah. But let's not get crazy now. And also, fellas, if y'all have 60 minutes of that, go get them. Go write Tory. Go put some of that man books. Go be help. Go be productive. But all this, oh, that's what she gets for putting Tory in jail. She didn't press charges. The state of California, whatever state was in, did. She
Yeah.
didn't tell this man like people just want to hate this girl so fucking bad. Just want to hate, and a lot of times it's women. Oh, it's always this bitch. What did she do to deserve this? Da, 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 da. Sir, Go hug your mother and ask her why she don't love you better or something. I don't know. But like, leave it alone. They're gonna do nothing to be hated for besides live a fucking life and be happy or try to be happy.
I agree. Now, with that being said, I think this was a rather interesting video that I came across last week. Producer, play my next video, please.
Gas? You ready? Girl. What? Ready for what? Take gas. You take gas? That's what you do, you take gas? Yeah. So go take gas. So you from Cali? So go take gas. So you from Cali? Are you from Cali? Where you from? Are you from Cali? Where you from? Are you from Cali? No, I'm from Chirac. Where you from? Oh, you're from Chirac. Yeah. So where you from? So where you from? I'm from McDonald's. I'm from Wayne. Where you from? Where you from? Where you from?
First of all, I'm from 41st Street, if you want to know. But what were your thoughts when you saw that video?
One, Ice Spice is an industry plant. You can't convince me otherwise. She's a terrible rapper, and she dances horribly.
She be in a deli.
You know, just off rip. But also, one, why are you? Where's your security? Why are you by yourself, like in this restaurant doing this? Two, you clearly have never. Well, in the way I look at it is, in my opinion, you have never actually been in a situation where you need to be aware of your surroundings. I feel like she's very airheaded at this point because you can see her sit in this corner and allow this person to get you the way in this position that you're in, ma'am.
As soon as I heard
Yeah.
where you from, that's when you supposed to.
You shouldn't get up anyway, because why are you in this booth and this person's outside the booth you don't know? The energy should have immediately shifted, in my opinion. But
For
I'm
sure.
also paranoid, and I'll be looking out, what I mean, like,
First of all, me being a celebrity, my back wouldn't have been to the door.
To begin, I'm not eating in this restaurant. It's McDonald's. Why would I be eating at McDonald's?
Yeah, I'm gonna get my
Money
food to
absolutely
go.
changed me. Yes.
Drive through, and we going back to where we going.
And I'm not even ordering food, so I'm sending somebody greet the food because I don't want people knowing who I am. Because people take celebrity business and celebrity shit personally. And
Yeah.
you mad at me because I made something about a fart. Now my food messed up. No.
She just was enjoying her Big Mac. She wasn't bothering nobody. She was hoodied up. She was
enjoying her Big Mac and got big smack. It's crazy out here in the streets. Stay safe.
If I named my episodes, that would be the name of this episode. Poor Ice Spice. She getting a little thick, fellas. I'd advise you to go peruse her page. Look like she leaving the Ozempic alone now. But
Thank God.
Ice Spice, you gotta keep your head on a swivel.
Man, girl,
Yeah,
did you really scratch the bitch?
Did you even scratch the bitch? Now, my next couple topics are very funny. Well, no, this one is a very interesting one. Producer, my next topic, please. Meek Mill says he lost his best friend because he wouldn't let him drive his $400,000 Rolls Royce. Why would I let you drive my car that costs $400,000 when you don't got $40,000? Now, what was your thoughts about this?
I fully agree, and all things it's not even about money. Just your things in general, and I think it's a good rule to live by. And I have had I have had a moment where let's drive my car or whatever. But at the end of the day, don't let nobody use anything that you can't afford to replace immediately. That's $400,000. You can't afford to replace that. You're not on my insurance. You ain't got this. It's not your tax bracket. People don't take care of other people's things.
Well,
You not and you be mad at me about me saying no, but to drive my things. We probably don't even be friends no more for real. Because how dare you be mad about some shit that I pay for to begin with?
Now, I wonder who stopped being friends with who. Smart decision. It's unfortunate, but people are going to test the waters just to say they got one up on a celebrity. Where was your security?
Ice Spice for sure, for sure.
How's his best friend and ain't got how his best friend and ain't got 40K. Now, I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with that because I don't think there's anything wrong with having a team. I don't think it's wrong with having a team of people that you grew up with. But if you're around me, everybody got to work. If I'm taking you out and I'm taking you to these restaurants, you got to be bringing something to the table. It can't be me just treating everybody all the time. Now,
Shit.
I have one issue with letting a friend drive a car. Now, I wouldn't have an issue with my friend driving. Listen, you can spin around the block. Draws see something that you never seen before. I don't think it was anything wrong with allowing his friend to drive the car. Now, would I have let the friend take the car and take it around for a night? Hell no. This is a $400,000 car. But drive through the city with me, I don't think it would have been anything wrong with that.
But
I think
and we also don't know the friend. We also don't know like why. There's always like different sides, different stories, or whatever. Oh, why he got
that's a great
$40,000?
point.
This nigga might have a fucking gambling problem. So right there,
That's
maybe
a,
you can't fucking trust. Maybe you can't be trusted to drive this car.
I know.
Maybe we're aware that you need intervention, and you ain't ready for it right now.
Now
Like no, still no.
Stokes is not wrong because don't let me drive your car. I
Please.
am a notorious crash dummy. If you say no, first of all, I don't like driving other people's cars anyway. But I am for sure not asking to drive somebody's Rolls Royce. That's what I'm saying. And I would have had a business I did and been on a payroll stacking my bread and starting a business and ask him to promo. Won't cost him nothing. And now I'm up. Yeah, I absolutely would not have a problem with that. Like one of my friends, listen, I got a great idea. When we go to your concerts, I got an idea for merchandise. Now, obviously, because I'm using your image, but can you pay me for do X, Y? I wouldn't have a mind. I would not have an issue with that at all because you bringing something to the table.
Here's my issue with that now, though, right? And people have really have a real bad problem with mixing business and pleasure and shit like that. Because again, this is now money time. This is business. Oh, using promos gonna be free. Da 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 da. Oh, it's a yeah, promoting all these other things. People are not business savvy. Everybody don't need to be no damn entrepreneur. Everybody does not need to have a business. Just everybody should be fucking hairstylists. Everybody know
Well,
what the fuck they're doing. You gonna bring
so
this person into it?
this is the thing about that though. Now, one thing that I will credit LeBron James for is a lot of the people on his team are people that he grew up with, and I think his name is Rich Paul, is a guy that he grew up with, and he came to LeBron, gave him some excellent ideas. LeBron basically took what he told him, put him through business school, and now he's one of the biggest sports agents in the game. And I think that there's nothing wrong with helping your friends out or helping them get to another level that they might not have otherwise been in. But I think that it shouldn't just be one way. I have to be able to see something out of this as well. I'm not just giving out
And
money.
yeah, and I think that is all fair, very fair, and very makes sense and everything else. And but everybody can come to the top is my answer to really all of this. Because you
That
mad at me
you
don't let
know
me
what?
drive my car. You probably shouldn't be with me. We probably shouldn't be friends for real. Because first of all, this is my shit. Number one, this is mine. You so mad
That's
at me
fair.
about me saying no? Regardless of the reason, I might be having a bad day. The answer is no. The answer is no, regardless.
Yeah, I'm not getting upset at a no either. All right, damn. I was just trying to flex a
Like,
little bit.
sure.
Can I take a picture of it?
Like some shit,
But
some shit, but like some other shit, man. Come on.
but with that being said, producer, my next topic, please. 1.8 million stolen from armored truck in a Tacony section of Philly. Now, I just want to know which one of my friends did it so you can break me off. I'm not going to tell. That'll be our little secret. My birthday is coming up next week. Y'all know we gonna do our annual shot-a-thon for next week's episode. But
Will I
who
also be a co-host? Thank you.
who stole the money? Who got the money? I'm not telling, but if you happen to be watching, Send a brother a
Break
text.
me
Send a
off
brother a cash app.
the that phone.
It's
Hey.
it's hard out here for a pimp. Now, with that being said, producer, my next topic, please. The Candy Lady has become a beloved fixture in Philadelphia, known for walking city streets with candy balanced on her head and selling it to the community. Now, the Germantown native may be headed for a bigger stage. Now, that is actually a nice picture of the Candy Lady because I have never seen her look that nice in person. Also, if you're unfamiliar with the posters speaking on, damn, her name slipped my mind right now, but Abbott Elementary star, damn, I can't think of her name right now, but she
The
was
short one,
actually,
like the creator?
yeah. So she was asked some of the people that she would love to have as a guest on her show, and she actually referenced the Candy Lady on her show, and she said she would love to have her up there. And I thought that was very dope because she really goes out of her way to make the show authentically Philly. And I did not know that the show was not taped in Philly. For it to look that Philly and to have all the references and stuff, I mean, the average person wouldn't get it, but that is not why I put that up here. Time for story time with Aunt Money. So,
Her name is Quinta, by the way.
Story time.
oh, my man. Shout out to the producer. So, the Candy Lady used to frequent a lot of places in North Philly. That's where I would see her most of the time. Sometimes I West Philly, but I mostly saw her in North Philly. I used to frequent the Eagle Bar quite a lot. That was my Friday spot. One day we're in there, and a candy lady was like, "Oh, hey, chocolate." I was like, "Hey, no, I'm good. I don't want no candy. I don't want no chips. I'm good." So, she making her rounds some kind of way. The candy lady had a little drink. Candy lady comes back around. I wasn't looking because I was sitting there looking at something nice on the other side of the bar. I looked back and the candy lady was leaning in like this. My life flash was right in front of my eyes. I jumped back. The candy lady tried to kiss me, y'all. I don't know what it is about these people that they be wanting to kiss on me. Quanta Brunson. I could only remember Brunson. I could not remember the first name. But the candy lady tried to kiss a nigga.
Also, gonna point out that I definitely said that girl's name a while ago, but I think I was muted or something.
But shout out to the candy lady. I hope she gets that opportunity because I mean, she is definitely a Philly stature. If you know, you know. Shout out to that. But speaking of people selling things, producer, my next video, please.
Somebody!
She just wanted a little sugar. Is crazy, Stoops. But let me ask you, what are your thoughts on Big Groove?
I have him blocked on all social medias. I block people who share his things unironically. Then they get the Walking Minstrel show. Um, I do not like him, and I also will be boycotting. I mean, it's not something that I really worry about. It's not going to be between places where I am because I am on the West Coast. But I do not bring this big ass nigga anywhere near me. Especially in my opinion. I will. I want not only do I want my money back. Take whatever you want. Take it. I want my money back. And I want to talk to the manager right now about why y'all think this is appropriate for me to be looking at.
Listen, Big Dummy
He makes
Fresh
me angry.
Simple Voice is hilarious. I
Yes.
don't like the coonery of it because what up, Burr? Because you sitting there, you eating, and it's like you got these white people around. First of all, you half scaring the people that don't know what's going on, and then it's just like shucking and jiving. I really don't like it. I don't like the imagery of it at all. I'm never hating on somebody getting their money, but stay your big ass the fuck away from establishments that I like to frequent.
I
Now,
promise you, that's it. That's all.
now, saying that you want to boycott the places that are paying him, I'm for it. Because why would you bring his big ass in here? What up, bro? Why would you bring his big dumb ass in here to do this big ass, this dumb ass advertisement
Stupid
for
ass
you? While
shit.
I'm trying to enjoy, I'm just sitting here trying to enjoy myself with my friends, my family, and y'all want to bring his big dumb ass in here. I want to say to Big Groove, you are a crumb bum.
You're a crumb creep. I want to fight you. But you don't have the courage. You're a real crumb bum.
Now, shout out to that. Now, y'all know that it is playoff time. I'm not a big hockey fan, but shout out to the Flyers. We got Pittsburgh out of here. Listen, anytime we could beat those individuals from the other side of the state, because it's always going to be Philly versus Pittsburgh, I'm for it. Shout out to the 76ers. We beat Boston 2 nights ago to stay alive in the playoffs. I don't know if we gonna be alive too much longer, but shout out to the fight that we putting up because we are the 8th seed fighting the number 1 seed. Um, Pray for my New England Patriots. Our coach just got caught out here. He was cheating in peace, and a girl husband want to be a player hater. Why are you gonna take pictures of that man?
Ooh, ooh.
He was cheating in peace.
And she was married?
They both was married. Oh, it's bad because he was going above and beyond to keep this under wraps. Like initially, it looked like. So what I learned is a lot of reporters get exclusives by linking them, like meeting up with coaches or players offline, and like they'll give them some scoops, like, "Hey, this is what's going on," and they gain friendships. This friendship turned into a relationship, and it's a pretty wild story. Apparently she named her first son after this man, and this lady has cryptic tweets that uh they ain't that cryptic when you go back and you know the truth. Now also, I was today years old when I learned that they have rehabs for people for cheating.
Yeah.
i I did not know that was a thing.
Mhm.
Now I'm a free agent. Ladies, celebrity ladies, if you need an excuse to go to rehab, because I'm not gonna tell you, you're gonna get caught on your own time. With that being said, y'all know how I like to end it. Please at least producer play my funny video of the week.
I think you're so fucking smart. 20, 40, 60, 80, 120. You can have this if you can get it out the bottle.
So this is, you tell me it's $120?
There's $120 there. If you can get it out, you can have it. And you can't use tweezers.
I can't. Let me see.
Break the fucking bottle.
So
What? You don't get to tell him how to do it. Yeah, my baby.
can I break the bottle?
Yeah.
Fuck it.
The joy that this video gave me, I can't explain. That woman did something to piss him off, and he took advantage of that opportunity. She's probably the way I perceive Meg Thee Stallion to be. I perceive Meg Thee Stallion to be an annoying girlfriend.
The way that you be acting while you drunk, you should never say that about anybody.
You said what?
Number one. The way that you behave when you're drunk, you should never say
So
that.
with
You
that
should
being
never say
said,
that to somebody.
producer, let's jump into that lounge talk. Whoa! Wish I could go back and edit that part out. Now, producer, bring up my wine cooler topic for this week. It should be a good one, y'all. Now, if you could have went back in time and dated one of these women from Flavor of Love, who would you? Who you choosing? You can only pick
Um,
one. Who you got?
one, one. I just want to say I don't appreciate nobody using New York's new pictures for this because they use everybody else's old pictures. They use New York's new face for this. New York has had a ton of plastic surgery since then. She has a whole new little. I don't know if you've seen her or not, but she has a whole new situation. But I would choose Delish from back then. The new Delish, no, but the back then Delish. Oh my god.
Now, producer, bring the picture up one more time. This is actually a really hard question for me because Hoops was tough. Hoops
This
was
was so
tough.
tough.
I had a thing for Bucky and Boots. That like between
Those are
them
my second
two,
choices.
that was I mean, Delicious was elite. I will not take that away from her at all. Think one of the things too, New York, I'm leaving them island women alone. They got more than I'm willing to deal with. But Bucky, it was something about her. Like out of all the women, I don't think she's the prettiest, but it was something about her, like her,
I think she was like the realest.
yeah, like her whole vibe was just like somebody I could see. Like she had the vibe of like women that I'm used to dealing with. Boots was I feel like she was the around the way girl out the bunch. Bucky a little bit, but Boots was like the around the way girl. Delicious was just elite. I mean, Delicious, that woman, the name fit. Hoops,
Man.
I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of stuck. It's a four-way tie for me. I want to say that it's going to have to be Ratchet Activities is
Rest
what you
is
wanted.
what you wanted.
I mean, you're not wrong. But I'm not going to lie. I think it's kind of a dead tie for me between Hoops and Delicious.
And
I
I can agree with that. I fuck with both of them. I think they're both baddies. I just want to choose Hoops because I don't like short women. Like I very much. If there's more people on the list that look like me, I probably would choose them because I enjoy a mirror. I enjoy myself. But Delicious not all that ass though. So out of everybody, I might go with that because
Delicious had a lot of ass before surgery.
before surgery, she had a nice body. She was singing. She was very much so. It's who you playing with. I loved it.
Yeah, she a Detroit woman for sure. You could take that down. But I got an interesting topic for this evening. Producer, can you play my lounge talk videos back to back, please?
Situation that turned into a real life teachable moment. The video right here, you see this young man there. Well, he was caught on camera stealing a football off of a front porch. This all happening in Philadelphia's Cobbs Creek neighborhood. Instead of pressing charges, the homeowner turning this crime into a lesson that she hopes the boy will never forget.
So an incident happened Monday concerning my 12-year-old son where his dean caught himself bullying my kid and made him do some inappropriate stuff that I went up to the school yesterday and lost my shit. Okay, first of all, my son was play fighting in the lunchroom with one of his friends. And as a result of that, the dean thought it was appropriate to make my son hold hands with the young man that he was play fighting with and threatened him with suspension if he didn't hold hands and stand in front of a lunchroom full of students. Swing.
Now, the first video I only partially played because that video was actually my daughter's mother, and it was a little too much information in that video that the news spoke about. But to give you all a little bit more insight, they told the beginning of the story. And what happened after that is my daughter's mother was working from home. She walked outside. She told the young man, y'all really gonna walk up on my porch and take the football? Near in the backtrack a little bit, there's a group of like maybe 6 young men walking up the street. One of them saw a football on a porch, and one of them said to the other one, go get that football. So he was like, but wait, there's a ring camera. And he was like, so what? Go get the fucking football. So the young man ran on the porch, got the football. My daughter's mother seen it on her ring cam, came outside, said, y'all really gonna steal this fucking football off my porch? That's my son's football. The young man saw it, got spooked, dropped the football, ran, and she said, "Get your fucking mother." Now, the video later went viral on all the hood Philly pages. And what happened was she was in the comments, and one young lady in the comments said, "Hey, I recognize that uniform. This is the school. If you go to the school, you can identify those kids." Another young lady
Got to.
said, another young lady said, "Hey, I know those little boys. That little boy's mom that went on your porch, his mom is always at such and such street, and she's always out there. You could go out there and find her." What happened after that was the young man's mom that went on the porch actually saw the video and said, "That's my son. I'm absolutely sorry. I would love to talk to you about him apologizing." So she did go to the school. The principal pointed out all the young men, told their parents what happened, and the other part of that video is the mother actually did come back. She apologized for her son's behavior. She stated, "My son, I didn't raise him to act like this. I don't know if he gets in a crowd and he acts different," but they actually talked it out as adults. And she was just like, I mean, she was overly apologetic, and I really respected that. The second video was a mother, her son got in a fight at the school, and the principal made the two young men, she claims that they were play fighting. I don't buy that. But the principal made them hold hands in front of everybody, and she said that embarrassed her son. It wasn't, she just thought that it should have been handled with him just calling her and leaving it at that. Now, my question is, how do you feel about community parenting?
I prefer community parenting, but the issue that I have with community parenting nowadays is that the community is fucking stupid. Um, there's a lot of people out here who are parents who aren't. It's a lot of dumb people out here, and people who just aren't like right in the head and morally correct and whatever else. But I personally love a good community parenting. I was community parented to a certain extent, and not even to an extent. I was community parented, and I won't forget it. One day I was walking to the pool. We had a pool a couple blocks from my house, and I was walking there like in my bathing suit. And one of the neighbors saw it and told my mom, and my mom was like, "So we started off, they thought it was inappropriate for her or whatever. Why didn't you say anything when it happened? And why are you calling my phone about this? And what's inappropriate about her having a bathing suit and going to the pool?" And she kind of like make held him accountable, like, "Hey, look." So I do appreciate the phone calls and like making sure that like Scooby's good. Um, let's make sure that we're also handling things the way they should be handled. Because don't be creepy with my daughter if she in a bathing suit going to the pool. This is what you wear to the pool. So what exactly is like what it's all the same neighborhood going here and going back whatever. So like what exactly are what is your point at this? And that really taught me kind of like that while there's community parenting, everybody in the community isn't gonna necessarily be on the right side of history with some shit. But I enjoy community parenting. I think that a village is very important to upbringing because you can't just be the only adult factor in your child's life. And the way
Now,
they handled that was beautiful.
now, before we go any further, I want to know what y'all got to say about that. And if you think I came here to play with y'all, god damn it, I'm not. So, now, I personally did not see a problem with the way the principal handled the two young men. I think that although it was embarrassing, y'all was in here acting like jackasses when you should have been getting your educational. So I think that an action needed to take place, and there was no harm in what he did. Were they embarrassed? Probably. The link is in the bio. I mean, the link is in the comments if you would like to call up and share your opinion on the topic. Um, I do agree with you, and I do partake in community parenting, and I don't think it's an issue until it's inappropriately handled. Now, I think that when you see something, you should say something. As Black people, we do need to become more of a community because we obviously see only we care about us. Now, I recall being in Southwest Philly one day, and I see a bunch of 13-year-olds walking down the street. Now, I'm sitting here with my homie and his daughter's grandmother, and it's a bunch of 13-year-olds, and I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm the person that is the. I have a potty mouth, and sometimes I have to catch myself when I'm in front of adults, but I'm conscious of it. Now I see these 13-year-olds cussing, and I'm like, hey. And the grandmother was like, no, 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 these kids is crazy. No, no, no. Do y'all see this woman over here that's old enough to be your great grandmother and y'all using that foul language at a volume that I can clearly hear what you're saying? If I can hear it, I know she can hear it. Watch your mouth and apologize. And she was like, no, 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 it's okay. The young man actually apologized and walked off. No harm, no foul. Your parents don't have to know about this, but y'all going to show respect in front of these people that have been here. So I don't see an issue with that. Big Exclusive, what do you have to say on the matter?
So I would definitely like more context, especially on the second story where the young lady said her son was embarrassed, said they was play fighting, you didn't believe it. And what I mean by I need more context is this. How often is that little boy fighting or play fighting in school? Right? Because then it becomes an issue for me because in my experience, having two, young daughters in school and seeing how these kids act in school, to me, it's like the parents aren't doing enough. And every parent would love to believe that their kid is this angel and they don't do nothing. And then some of them know these kids are demons, but they can't do nothing about it. Or they feel like their hands are tied, which is wild to me because you can't be in my house at 12, 13, 14 years old acting crazy, being disrespectful, and you got a phone, you got clothes, and your sneakers cost more than mine's, you got a roof over your head, and I'm feeding you, and you disrespectful. None of that goes together.
Yeah.
None of that goes together because at that age, you only had once. Right? My mom used to say, God rest her soul, she used to say, hey, listen, I don't like repeating myself. I'm going to tell you once. And if you
I
can
told you
hunt,
once, I told you twice.
and if you
And I
can
still,
hunt,
so I really told you 3 times.
you can hear. So a lot of times watching the way these parents operate and maneuver, and to me, this is just my personal opinion. I could be wrong. That's why I said I need more context. I don't know the woman. But her attitude seems to me like she says she went in there and acted a fool. Leads me to know that tells me a couple of things right off the bat. One, now we know why your son is in there play fighting because he probably is witnessing you act the fool over every little thing, especially, and it's always a special thing when it's a mom and a son. It's something about that mom and son relationship in our community that just leads these women to raise these boys to be so sensitive. Now, let me place some of that blame on the men who walk away from fatherhood. Okay?
Sure.
Because it's hard for a woman to raise a boy into a man, right? It's not really their responsibility. It should be a father's job to raise a boy to a man, right? But at the same time, you have some, and I'm only speaking from personal experience, you have some men come into women's lives who try to come in and say, hey, wait a minute, I'm a black man. I was once a young black man. Let me try to educate your boy. And they like, nope, hands off. This is sign. This is my little king or little prince. And it's just a wild dynamic that I just don't understand. So for me, just need more context. The way she comes off, the energy she gives off, is she's super overprotective of her son, which means he's not going to be able to handle himself later. I don't know if the man is in her life or his life, or if the dad is around. Again, if the father was, I would suspect that he would be involved in a situation like this. She made no mention of him. So I can only go off what was said. And to me, what was said at the end of the day, and the way she come off and the way she act, this is not the first time that boy's got in trouble, and it's not going to be the last time. And she need to check herself and her attitude and how she handles herself in professional environments. You don't go up to no school acting a Park 8. Your son was not harmed in any way. Now,
Right.
motherfucker put hands on my kid, that's different. But what the principal was trying to do, and I saw no problem with it, was conflict resolution, right?
Yes.
With a little secondhand embarrassment, because you don't want to go through that again. And who knows? You got to understand this too. Every side has a perspective. For that principal, he probably was tired of him. So at the end of the day, I don't have a problem with what the principal did. Mom, again, I had a little slight problem you going up to the school acting crazy, because to me, your son wasn't harmed in any way whatsoever. Everybody gets embarrassed. It's a part of life. It's a lesson there as well. Teach the lesson. Don't let the lesson be, oh, if somebody do something to you or embarrass you, this is not even putting their hands on you. I'm going to come up there and I'm going to act crazy. You set a bad precedent, because now that boy can come home and say anything and she going to jump out the jet.
I think one thing that you said that was really important was how many times has he gotten in trouble prior to this? Because I remember I got in a fight in high school. We were joking around, and it started off with somebody threw a paper ball, and I turned around and I looked at one guy, and I thought it was him because of the direction it came from. And he was like, "Look, I didn't do it." And he just wasn't in the mood. So I threw the paper ball back. He slapped the shit out of me. I punched him, and we started fighting. The security guard came, broke us up. We went to the office where they would write the detentions and the suspensions. He was like, "You know what? It didn't get crazy. Neither one of y'all are bad kids. I see y'all every day. You know what? Do y'all think that y'all could go the rest of the day without fighting?" I was like, "We walk home together every day. We live in the same neighborhood." He said, "As long as I know that both of y'all not gonna do nothing stupid, if I let y'all go, y'all can go. If I hear anything about y'all getting into it again, y'all getting whatever royalty. If I hear anything about y'all getting into it again, then suspension's coming out." We went the rest of the day. We still walked home. We talked about it. We laughed about it. We went our separate ways after that. So I think the fact that you said that he was probably a problem makes a lot of sense when you look at the story.
Right. Because again, that was a perfect anecdote. And like, that was your first time. He looked at both of y'all like, yo, y'all not bad kids. Everybody gonna have a bad day. Kids, adults, everybody. Right?
Right.
It's about how many bad days, or the consistency of bad days you having, that's being the most important thing is, are you being disruptive to the kids who want to learn, who there to
Right.
learn, who actually need real help? Are you affecting the way that, or are you affecting their opportunity to get educated? Because at the end of the day, like, I don't care what you say, Philly schools are overcrowded from the beginning. As
For sure.
parents, you need to have your kids begin and end with respect, so everybody has the same opportunity to learn. Everybody learns at different rates, different paces, or even learn differently. Some people okay with lecture, some people need hands-on, some people need a little, after school tutor. Don't make
Yeah.
it even harder by being disruptive, and the teacher got to keep interrupting the lesson to address you with your horseplay. No, sit down somewhere. But again, look at mom's behavior. The apple don't fall too far, in my opinion.
Now I can say, like, with the
Hold on,
first
hold on, hold on. But wait. Everything you're saying is valid. Everything you're saying is true. I agree with most of it. But if this is a troubled kid, I don't think that the holding hands thing would be the result of that. Because that's something that you do with a situation like ants. All right, y'all gonna be, hey, okay, so look. I'm supposed to, because there's protocols and different things. If they think they're really fighting or whatever, they're being disruptive, whatever, there's protocols for shit. Oh, what I'm supposed to do is this. But how about this? How about y'all go out there, hold hands 10 minutes? We call it a day, because y'all got to relax. That sounds like something that would happen with a kid that isn't necessarily a trouble youth or whatever, that has a pretty, what I would assume is a pretty good relationship stuff with the staff, with the faculty. Because you're terrorizing everybody. Nobody's giving you a hand holding as a punishment. They're putting you out of school.
That's a fair point.
They're putting you on a fucking school a school alternative school to prison pipeline. Because being a little black boy to begin with is hard enough, unfortunately, in this world.
Agreed.
And so I don't feel like this is probably that. And when mom says, "Oh, they're acting a fool," maybe she did go there acting a fool. Maybe she did go there and cuss everybody out, or maybe she went up there and and now she's online like, "Yo, I want to act it up." And it was really more of a, "Hey, who's got my son holding a little boy's hands?" Maybe it might be something deeper than that. It might not even really be the fact that he felt embarrassed. It might be like, "Oh, I'm not with that gay rigmarole type stuff." People think differently about different kind of things.
Now I'll add a caveat.
Where's the man at?
I'll add the caveat to that because also it's only one way that the mother found out that this happened. He came home and told her. Now, if I was going to get suspended and to avoid a suspension, I just had to hold hands and be embarrassed for a little bit. I'm gonna hold hands and be embarrassed for a little bit because that's gonna be better than the punishment or the ass whipping I would have got. Because I'm not quite sure how old he is, but that would have been better than the ass whipping I would have got to tell my parents that I was in school acting up, whether they were fighting for real or play fighting. It was some kind of disturbance and disruption.
Yeah.
But I would have felt a lot better knowing that I just got off with not getting a suspension by just holding hands and they laugh at me, whatever. I'll fight y'all after school. But I lived to not get that suspension, to have my parents take off for work or try to figure plans out. So that's the only thing that I feel a little weird. He went home and told his mother because he knew that was going to react a certain reaction from her.
Or she said, "Hey, how was your day?" And he was like, "Oh man, I had to hold John's hand today." What you had to hold John's hands for? Because we were playing fine and the principal saw it, he got mad, so he got to hold her hands for it. All I'm saying is jumping. I mean, it's not really like a jump, right? She did say she was acting a fool. I know. I told a story about stuff that happened to me this weekend. Oh no, I spazzed the fuck out. I didn't really spazz out. It was a quiet strain. Hey, look, I don't fuck with that. Don't relax. But the story I'm telling is I got spazzed out because.
Okay, so you think she might be adding a little spice to it?
I think she might be a little spice to it. Again, I do not know this lady. I don't know. I don't know what she dealing with. I don't know what the little boy dealing with. I don't, context. We like they said, we need more context for things. But I will say that I just do not believe that this handholding is the signs of a troubled youth. That he's always in trouble or whatever else. Because that's not how things usually work with things like that.
Okay.
If you're a troublemaker, you're a troublemaker. Nobody's going to be giving you the punishment of holding hands. Go to ISS. Go to your usual seat in ISS. Or they're going to push you behind or push you through the cracks until they can get you about that schoolhouse. Because like you said, it's already overcrowded and underworked. Who has time to be playing around with somebody who's out here, like who is a troubled youth?
I mean, it could be like at the end of the day, the gentleman, whoever the principal was, whoever made them do that, could very well understand what you just mentioned, that the school to prison pipeline, and decided, hey, you know what I mean, it's better to give a second and third or fourth chance than to watch them go down that route.
Absolutely. But, and I don't know what the response to that is. Who else is involved in this? What are other people's responses? What are other people's parts in this or whatever? Who else is there for this? That's an adult. Because she's telling the story from her son's point of view or whatever else. Or the son told her, and now she got her own perception of it, whatever. Who was there? Let's figure out.
Because that's definitely the principle. So it definitely had to be brought to him.
You feel me? Like I said, like let's see, like side resides that happened in front of us like that. This was brought to you. So who was actually there? What is this teacher on? Like what's going? Like what's? It's so many different factors and everything. Just like with the fucking community parenting, there's so many different factors. Because that's why I made touch on that earlier too. When you was like, oh yeah, like let's catch on this old ass lady or whatever, and the lady was like, no, chill. I didn't have the same kind of thoughts because these young kids are absolutely losing the emotional regulation because of these phones and everything else that's going on with stuff. They don't have the emotional regulation these days, and you risk your life by correcting other people's kids. Because let's say Shorty is balling out or whatever. Hey, bro, stop fighting class. You're like, just chill out, relax. He takes his mama, saying, I'm the teacher. Hey, juniors, relax, chill out. We got chill, stop. He takes his mama. Miss Chris over here doing that. Now this bitch I saw wait for me after school. Now somebody ended up shot because you in class acting crazy. Because you out in public doing whatever else. Because you want to take accountability and nobody taught you how to fucking be respectful and be out in public and all this other stuff. So all of that is just really it's a real sad state at this point when it comes to community parenting and schools and dealing with fucking kids in classes or whatever else. It's all all anxiety feeling.
Now, with that being said, Big Exclusive, do you have any last words on the topic at hand?
Yeah, just to like again, most present parents know their kids. Like, just understand that it's your job to be a parent, not a friend,
24/7.
Right? So understand that there needs to be a clear boundary between childhood and adulthood. And these kids need to learn and practice respect. Because the biggest problem I see, well, not the biggest problem, one of the biggest problems I see in the youth is just an overall lack of respect for any sort of authority. I'm not just talking mom, dad, teacher. I'm talking mom, dad, teacher, bus driver, sales associate, the person at the like they just lack overall respect. Like, make respect great again. That's all I want.
Now, I took a very political standpoint on this topic. I don't play with these fucking kids. I don't play with these fucking kids. You know what? I was at shout out to JoJo. I was at JoJo crib and she had her niece over there. No, she had my niece, her daughter, at the crib. And you know, my niece, she stays herself. She got the iPad popping. And one of her nephews came over. Her nephew is a badass. And I happened to look over and he was punching my niece in the face. I said, hey, yo, cut this shit out. And to give you more context, they all about 3 years old. I look over again. He's punching her in the face. And I see his uncle say, this little nigga is bad. I said, hey, young boy, you got one more time. And I'm going to show you something. Did it one more time. And yes, I took my belt off and whooped his little ass. Gave him 3 good pops with that belt. And I know it hurt because he had the joint like when it's stinging, you like grabbing where it's at. And you just like, he was hollering in there like James Brown. But guess what he didn't do anymore that night? Didn't put his hands on her. And you know what? Actually, I was surprised because he came up and he hugged my leg. He came up to about my knee and he hugged my leg because at that point I established respect for him. And he learned that when people look, everybody ain't gonna tolerate your little bad shit. Everybody ain't gonna just go, oh my God, here we go again. No, there's gonna be somebody that's gonna try you. And he had no more issues the rest of that night. And his uncle looked at me and was like, you know what, Ian? I'm glad you did that because I don't have the patience to just pop him once. He said, I might have been in here really fighting that little nigga. But I think that it's up to us as a community to check the youth while they're young before they become a problem. And do you have any more last word on the topic at hand?
I agree with that. While I do try to practice gentle parenting with a lot of cussing in it, I absolutely I hate kids having babies back because what you need to understand before you actually go out into the real world with this attitude is that you might do what you want to do wrong. You might can do what you want to do in certain places, but like you said, everybody can play with you like that. And I don't play with kids because I know I'm not always in the movie no shit like that. Luna was elbowing me the other day. Boy, I thumped her ass so hard. I said stop. I gave you the warning. Stop. No means no the first time. Any little boys around me? Any no means no the first time. You ain't got to come back for seconds. You ain't got to keep asking. If somebody says no, that's what it is. If somebody says stop, that's what it is. It's very important that you ingrain these kind of things into kids so they don't grow to be weird ass, gross ass adults.
Agreed.
Like, so no, so yes, I also fight kids. Great topics though. This is great. I like it.
Love it, love it. Actually, I was like reaching for topics, and then I had that video last week, and then a video with my daughter's mother popped up. I was like, you know what? It would be great to combine the two and leave just enough where we can have a conversation where you don't really. Well, my daughter's mother, that story, you kind of got the whole story there, but with the other lady, it was some stuff in there that I was like, I don't necessarily. And I was reading the comments, and like everybody was on her side, and I was just like, I don't agree with y'all. I don't think what he did was detrimental. Like, you're gonna get embarrassed, but if the embarrassment stops you from a suspension on your record, that later on down the line, when a school, maybe you're trying to get into a magnet school in Philly, and they look at your permanent record and they see these suspensions, that could prevent you from getting in there if you against somebody else with grades just as good as yours. But as always, Scooty, thank you for being here this evening. And see you next week for the Ant Money birthday episode. Now, y'all know how I like to end every episode. Live every day like it's your last, but make sure you are prepared for tomorrow. God bless and good night.
Everybody at my house, but it's Crip style. Watch how I get about my house, y'all. Get out. Get the fuck up my house, nigga. Get the fuck. Get the fuck. Get the fuck up in my house, nigga. Get the fuck up on my house, nigga. Nigga, quick cut. Get the fuck up on my house, nigga. Huh? What?